time for the fastest race on the calendar here in Rome. Ash Cornwell starting on pole from Casper LeBeau and Antonio Ponte. Then it's Spiker starting fourth from Ica World and Thomas Holtz. Christian Bentley down in seventh after an unfortunate DNF last time out. Then it's Rhodesis, Claire DeLune, Sri Harishwar and Ryan Burton, the top 11. Star starts 12th from Tommy and Nora. Then it's Gabriela Barton. Alongside him, Moises Lima in 16th, Million Rules, Nick Haymaker, and the points leader, Juan Villalobos. Drago is 20th from Magic and Experno. It's time for the fastest race on the calendar, racing in Italy. We've been doing this since Season 2. All 5 lights go on. And the FG Series gets underway for the Rome feature race, and it's a great start off the line from Ash Cornwell and Antonio Ponte. Casper LeBeau not having any slipstream heading down into the first chicane, not being able to draw level with Ash Cornwell into the first chicane, or is he? Contact into the wall, contact major in fact, and a full course yellow coming out. Ash Cornwell is out of this race. He's facing backwards down in the runoff area down at the first chicane there. Not too sure if you could see that. But for the man who started this race on pole, it's already over before it even began. Casper LeBeau, your race leader, with the two 2311 cars right behind him as they come through turns 4 and 5. And now Nora getting a 5-second time penalty. Whoa! We are under the full course yellows, guys! What are you doing? That's the electric racing league for you. I guess some drivers not able to understand what truly constitutes going slowly under the full course yellows, but we're back under the green flags now. Casper LeBeau, the reigning series champion, having to defend from Antonio Ponte, the rookie in the number 14 2311 car, trying to close up. He's got his teammate for company, 2311, running all rookies, remember, as they come down into the final corner. Will Ponte try and make a move? He won't. His teammate will just take second away from him then. Attack mode is online for the next lap, but going down the main straight on lap 2, you're not going to get that. Casper LeBeau, your race leader from Spiker and Antonio Ponte. Heading down into the opening chicane. This Mexican driver's not making the pass, but Angola Ica World tried to move up into third, couldn't get the pass sealed off and signed, so he has to hold on to P4. Meanwhile, up front, Spiker looking for a pass on Casper LeBeau. He's going to try and make the inside lunge. Will it work? Heading down through the chicane. It doesn't. He loses the place to his teammate, Ica World, out of this race as well. Major shunt for the Envision Racing driver as well, and it's another full course yellow. Juan Villalobos, the points leader, down in 17th. That'll become 16th. He's got a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. And the full course yellows re-emerge. Somehow throughout all of this, the man second in points, Ryan Burton, started 11th. 2 cars in front of him have both wrecked out, but he's still 11th. That means that he's lost 2 positions, but he's gained back 2 due to drivers crashing out. Maybe it's a lack of pace in that Goodhart number 6. It's probably not the Goodhart itself, because Casper LeBeau is having an absolute field day today, as now through the chicane known as Ascari, down into Curva Parabolica, or Curva Alboreto if you prefer. Casper LeBeau with the fastest lap of this race, 2 seconds in front of Thomas Holtz, who steals that fastest lap away from him. Antonio Ponte coming into the pits for his first stop. Thomas Holtz in the 21 now runs up in second and hits the 2311 of Spiker. A lot of weaving for the 13, but he just about manages to keep it on track, and more than that, move up into second place as well. Brilliant recovery from Spiker. Meanwhile, Casper LeBeau coming through the opening chicane. He's in the wall. The top 3 do a synchronized spin into the barriers. What happened to Christian Bentley? Bentley is out of this race, and he bent his car upside down. Both Trackhouse cars out. And after a terrible race last time out in Amsterdam, a double DNF is not what that team needed. Not at all. I've never seen a car do that before in the ERL. And for Casper LeBeau, brilliant timing for a full course caution, and for everyone else to just decide, you know what, let's wreck together. Cosmas Radisis moving up into second. And Sri Harishwar there, he's got front wing damage, but he was running up in fourth for a moment there. Could have been very good for the Indian driver. And this race is definitely going to be survival of the fittest, it seems. Juan Villalobos now runs at the very back of the pack after coming into the pits. Cosmas Radisis 5 seconds off of the race lead, held by Casper LeBeau, who comes into the pits. His teammate Ryan Burton runs up in 5th place. And here comes Ryan Burton, in fact, trying to go side by side with Claire DeLune. This is for the race lead. 17% tire wear. So 4 laps is cutting it close on these Hankirks. But Ryan Burton takes the lead with 0.2 of a second, runs into the side of Claire DeLune. Sorry, not Casper LeBeau. He's just come out in 9th place. 5-second time penalty given to the number 6 Goodhart Racing driver. We're on board with him. He's at 8% tire wear. Those softs are about to blow for sure. Out of the race for Claire DeLune. Oops. A 4th non-finisher has just been reported here in Rome. What? Mr. President, are you sure? Full course cautions come out. And now this could be a bit of a problem for both Drago and for Ryan Burton. Burton's hit 0 as we're about to go back under the green flags. There it goes for Ryan Burton in the 6 car. Drago's going to make it to the end of this lap, but Ryan Burton could not make those soft tyres last long enough for the man second in points. A full car puncture befalls. Oh no! Gabriella Bogsin flies over the cash fence. And another full course yellow comes out. Back onto the track there for the 6. Oh wow, that was unbelievable. Full car puncture for the 3 of Drago as well, but this is what I mean by he was able to make it to the end of the lap. He's going to be able to come in from second. And the top 4 all actually gaining effectively a free pit stop. Antonio Ponte is now your race leader. Million Brules second from Casper LeBeau as we get back under the green flags here in Italy. And Casper LeBeau Ryan Burton not even out of the woods yet. He's still got to come through Curva Parabolica. And he does it without any hitches. He's dropped down to 16th. Casper LeBeau with a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. That's with Million Brules. These two going side by side, coming through Curva Grande. On board with the number 5, chasing down Antonio Ponte for the race lead as well. Looking back with the 2311 driver who hits the wall. Major shunt. Casper LeBeau is out. And that Goodhart car is facing backwards. There it is, right in front of us with Exferno. Almost contacts. That's so close to the racing line, and for Goodhart Racing, a bad day gets even worse. Million Brules for Revolution Racing at the team's home track. He now leads from Antonio Ponte and Exferno. Juan Villalobos once again finding himself in a brilliant position up in 4th. But we're about to go back green. We are green again, and 16th and 17th right now. That is where Goodhart find themselves. Well, they still have another half of the season to go before they can truly say it's over, as Drago gets a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision in 9th. There goes Million Brules holding on to the race lead. Not quite. Ponte getting past him. So we might see one of these two coming to the pits, and we do. Million Brules coming down pit lane. More drivers coming in with 7 to go. Exferno comes into the pits. Burton with the fastest second sector of anybody. Antonio Ponte, however, leads from Moises Lima and Cosmas Radisis. It's the Green Brigade behind the 2311 driver. And for Ponte, he's got the benefit of running the hard tyres in terms of the strategy department. What that means is he can run one more lap than everyone else around him. But does it matter when you throw yourself into the wall and get front wing damage? Don't know where it's gone. Cosmas Radisis is out. Oh, Star's also out of this race. Ooh. Both cars hitting the wall. And another full course yellow coming out here in Italy at half race distance. On board with Ryan Burton. Currently he's losing out to his title rival because there are points that can be gained, but unfortunately for him, he's running 12th. Villalobos is running 14th. We're back under the green flags. And with that front wing damage, Antonio Ponte can only do so much to hold off Moises Lima. The Envision Racing driver at his home race now leads in Rome. Moises Lima in the number 2. He now leads. His teammate is out of this race. And now Drago actually closing up to the back of Antonio Ponte. That is how bad front wing damage can be for a driver. You got to get used to the lack of downforce. It's going to be repaired, thankfully. Also coming into the pits, Tommy. And I wouldn't be surprised if Thomas Holtz and Nick Haymaker follow him in. They do all come down into the pits with Sri Harishwar. Is that a puncture for Antonio Ponte coming in? No, it was 15% tyre wear. Ryan Burton in 8th place with the fastest lap of 129.2. Rounding turn 3 there with Moises Lima. A pretty comfortable lead to Drago, and an even more comfortable lead further back though. We got major contact here. Yes, Juan Villalobos, the points leader, is in the wall. That is big news. He gets it back on the track, thankfully. The Venezuelan driver hitting the wall. And back under the green flags as Ryan Burton almost careens into the turn 4 wall. And for one, he gets overtaken by Tommy. He has to try and get some momentum back into that Manor Motorsport car. Close to the wall there for Tommy. A lot of weaving for the 18. Everyone else keeping it quite clean. Coming through the chicane. This could actually be our first no full course yellow lap since the opener. As on to lap 8 we go. Moises Lima staying out for a 3rd tour on those hard compound tyres. Into the pits though for Drago, who will serve his 5-second time penalty. Million Brulez will move up into 3rd, trying to chase after Magic. Exferno now with the fastest lap and the fastest lap point. Ryan Burton coming into the pits, coming through the opening chicane. Revolution Racing running in 3rd and 6th. Can they make that 2nd and 6th with Million Brulez trying to make the pass? No, full course caution comes out. That is Moises Lima, who we have just heard has crashed out. He rode the fence, it seems, and neither Envision Racing driver is going to finish. That puts the man who won the first ever ERL Junior Series race, Magic, who won the Beijing feature race in the Ace Championship last season, he now leads on lap 8 of 13. And now, oh, another caution. Juan Villalobos is out. In the same manner as Moises Lima, Juan Villalobos is now out of this race, and for Ryan Burton, he needs to step on it. He needs to get some points in. He's 9 points off the back of Juan coming into this race. He needs P5 or higher, or P6 for the fastest lap. He can draw level or overtake Juan in the points right now. He's had a very scruffy race as the number 6 Goodhart Racing car as coming into the final corner with Million Brulez. And driving for an Italian team here in Italy, that's got to mean something more, as he's not going to try and make the pass coming down into the pits, is he? Side by side, they have to come in. Now it's going to have to come down to who's got the fastest stop. Tommy, who's won here in Rome before, he now leads on lap 9 of 13 with Drago right behind him. Nick Haymaker running in 3rd from Thomas Holtz. These guys straddling the outside curbs here as we watch with Antonio Ponte. I've got no clue on who's going to win this race. Don't ask me who I think is going to win, as Ryan Burton collides with Nora, gets a 5-second time penalty for his troubles. Drago closing up to the back of Tommy as they come through the chicane and into the wall. For the Hong Kong driver, and also off Thomas Holtz, facing backwards and hit by Ponte and Burton and all of the field. He's actually shoved Antonio Ponte off the track, in fact. Magic coming through and absolutely collecting and slamming him backwards as well. It's a melee here in Rome. And Thomas Holtz can't get it straightened again. He's out. Full course cautions return. I am so surprised throughout this entire race. Burton, in this position, ignoring time penalties, he will take the lead of the points, still without scoring his first race win. We're back under the green flags. If we're going to have a winless champion in the ERL, then it's probably going to be Ryan Burton at this point. So many opportunities he's had to win, and he hasn't been able to capitalize on any of them. Lap 10 of 13, as Tommy and Nick Haymaker both come into the pits together. Ryan Burton following them in. If they go onto the hard tires, they can make it to the end of the race. Well, those aren't white-walled. Those are the red-walled soft compound Hancocks. Drago now leads from Sri Harishwar and Magic. Exferno getting a time penalty with contact with Antonio Ponte. Meanwhile, Power Motorsports' only man left in this race is now out. Just going to mention how good of a race Drago has been running from the back of the pack early on to consistently in the top 10. But now everyone who finishes this race scores points. Saw this in St. Petersburg in the Champ Car World Series. And if you would like to support any of the Champ Car or Formula E drivers, then the fan boost polls are still active. You can check out the Google Forms in the description. You can vote for any 3 of the drivers in there as many times as you want. Try and get your man a speed boost, something like Magic has right now, because he's just taken the race lead, and another caution comes out. That's Nick Haymaker. Seems like a power unit failure for the Chip Ganassi man. Well, why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? We're about to go green again. However, with 9 cars running with 3 laps to go. We're green again. Magic leading the pack, going for his 2nd career victory. Haymaker, he was out. He wasn't even doing too much. It could have been a good points day for that man, but now Exferno leads the pack with Million Brules right behind him, going for the lunge, going into the first chicane. Makes the lunge work. Exferno comes back at him, almost throws him into the wall. This is your fight for the lead then. This could be the fight for the lead until the very last lap. Antonio Ponte coming off of whatever tires he was on and goes on to the soft compound tires. Ryan Burton on a lap old softs. He needs to try and punch a fastest lap in. Luckily for him, no yellow flags flying, even though Exferno and now Tommy both got close to the wall. Burton going around the outside of Nora in the background there, out of the race with a nose bug for Spiker. That's his front wing on the exit of the chicane. Wonder if that will get cleared up in time for Sri Harishwar to come through. Or maybe we can take a look at that. Yeah, they cleared it up quite quickly. But the follow protocol still got to be under the full course yellows for now, which are now ending. Now, on the tyre front, 3 laps is what we expect to be the limit for the softs. They can't do too much more, so for Ryan Burton, if he doesn't come into the pits at the end of this lap, well, it could actually be all over in terms of the hunt for the championship lead. So we stay on board with the American driver for Goodhart Racing, about to take 4th away from Nora, heading down through Curva Parabolica. That's a good move. That's a great move as we begin the penultimate lap of this race. And he stays out. He stays out. That's a problem as we watch Exferno come through the opening chicane. We could see the top 2 encounter some tyre problems as they have dipped below 25% tyre wear. Tommy trying to go around the outside of his teammate Million Brulers. And he moves up into second place. Now can he make the lunge on Exferno for the race lead? He can't get it done. Close to the wall for the 22, but he keeps it out and in fact opens up his gap. Nora, who holds fourth place, is out of this race. Another full course yellow coming out on the penultimate lap. And this is actually good news for Ryan Burson. If two more cars, heck, not even two. Is it two? Yes, if two more cars crash out of this race, then it's only the top 5 scoring points and finishing. Well, that is great news for Ryan because it means that he can overtake Juan Villalobos just by finishing. What we've already seen, it's a lot easier to crash out of this race than to even make an overtake. So in terms of tires, I see Shri Harishwar, Antonio Ponte, and Magic having the best tires of the entire field. There goes Magic up into 6th place, getting past Ponte. So for Burson, he needs to get himself past the medium tire runners in front of him. He doesn't have any time penalties as we begin this final lap. 0% for Exferno. He's got a full car puncture coming to the line. 5% for Brulers. That is the Impol 22 slowing going down the main straight. Here comes Ryan Burson trying to make the lunge on Million Brulers. Can he hold on in that 6th car? He can't. Almost contact with the rear wheel there as coming through turn 3 as Exferno drops down the order. 0% hit for Million Brulers. Ponte with a 5-second time penalty. There goes the tyres for the Revolution Racing driver. Tommy coming through the chicane. He's into the wall and into it hard. Also out, Ryan Burson. Both cars hitting the wall. Contact the Brulers. Can he actually finish this race? This is going to be wild. Harishwar runs into the back of Million Brulers. And for Ryan Burson, it's all going to be a factory reset in terms of his hunt for the championship. Tommy has got this race won at 17% tire wear. His teammate behind him, all he can really do is slow up the field for him. As we're about to go green again on this final lap, this final tour here in Rome. I have not seen a race have this much calamity in quite some time. Brulers passed by the pack. Can they close up to Tommy? Well, it's going to be quite the hard ask. Here comes Ponte with the lunge on Magic to try and take 3rd. And out of the race for Magic! 5 finishers! None of them named Ryan Burson. For Tommy, he's taken victory here in Formula E. I believe he's taken a victory in the FG, not in the FG Series, in the IndyCar Series. He's about to win in FG as we go green again. Tommy takes victory in Rome. Shri Harishwar finally gets some points on the board with a 2nd place finish. Antonio Ponte will be 3rd with Brulers 4th and Exferno 5th with the fastest lap. So that's 11 points going to the Team Impol driver who started at the back. Serious question, what is going on? This is your podium. It's also half of your finishes. Tommy coming across the line with the win from Shri Harishwar, finally getting the Indian flag on the podium, and Antonio Ponte at his home race standing on the podium. He knew he probably could have won this. Just take it in for a second. I'll give you a second. That was a second. The rest of your finishes were Brulers and Exferno, with everyone else failing to finish. Look at that. Look at that laundry list of non-finishers. In the points, it's a tie up top between Juan Villalobos and Antonio Ponte. Tommy is now 3rd from Ryan Burson and Thomas Holtz. Casper LeBeau is 6th from Cornwell and Bentley. Then it's Nora, Claire DeLune, Exferno, Ica World, Spiker, Star, Gabriella Bergson, Shri Harishwar, Million Brulers, Moises Lima, Cosmos Rhodesis, Magic, Nick Haymaker, and Drago, who is still yet to score. In the team standings, heading into the 2nd half of the championship, we will start that in London. Manor Motorsport head into their home race, leading from 2311 Racing and Good Heart Racing. Then it's Team Impol, Trackhouse Racing, Revolution Racing, Junior Motorsports, Envision Racing, Red Bull Racing, Power Motorsport, and Chip Ganassi Racing. I have no closing words today. We'll just see you next time when the Electric Racing League returns.